Hello and welcome back to the Woodwork channel. Welcome back to the press box. I'm back. I'm your host, George Edwards. Got Luca with me as well, and Will and Jordan. And this week we're going to be doing a Premier League and Championship manager ranking. We've got a Championship playoff quiz as well, and we're going to do news topics at the end. Firstly, guys, how is everyone? Everyone all right?
Very well, mate.
Good
Off
stuff.
to Brighton
Well,
tomorrow.
thank you.
For football related?
Yeah, I'm going to see Brighton-Chelsea.
Brighton-Chelsea. So that was a week ago when this comes out. So what's your prediction?
Well, they've just played each other in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And Brighton won, so I reckon Chelsea will get a bit of revenge
straight
away.
Will, did you enjoy Sutton? Was it Sutton you went to? You was
well,
moaning in the group chat about something.
Oh, I didn't go to Barrow on a Tuesday
Barrow,
night. That's
yeah.
a bit of a trek, but no, I didn't enjoy watching it either.
You
2-1
going
loss.
this weekend?
So,
Dons?
can't give it up.
Yeah, fair enough. Jordan, how are you? Oh, for God's sake. Okay, welcome back to the press box. We'll plough through. Right, let's get started then. So we've got, as you can see on the screen, we can see it up there. That's why we're going to keep looking in that direction. We've got Pep in the top tier, then Class, Handy, Meh and Pish as our managerial topics. We'll start at the bottom then, shall we? I think undoubtedly the worst manager in the Premier League is Ruud van Nistelrooy.
100%.
Anybody got any complaints?
No.
Don't think so, no.
I do feel bad for him because it's, you know, he's not young, but he's inexperienced.
He was only hired because of like 3 good games at United.
Against Leicester. Yeah.
I think a lot of people have seen right through him as well.
Yeah.
'Cause he obviously came to United looking to get the job instead of Ten Hag, and then that didn't really work.
Or at least get a role there. I was surprised Amram didn't at least keep him on. But
Well, he clearly didn't want him to carry on the rubbish
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Ten
Played
Hag
like
had
2 games for United as well, and then just quite poor judgment from Leicester.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, not surprised. Poor judgment from Leicester. Should never have sacked Cooper.
Yeah,
so,
Cooper should have
Van
stayed.
Nistelrooy, we're putting that quite comfortably at the bottom. Anyone you think deserves to be alongside him? Now, I don't think Herzl quite rubbish, to be honest. And I think we're going to have a lot in the middle too. So I think we've got to put some in there.
It's difficult because obviously the unproven ones, it's going to be harsh to put them in bottom tier.
I think we should put the sacked ones in there as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah. We've got the sacked ones on this tier list. So if you put
O'Neill's there.
O'Neill, who else is
Dyche.
in there? Dyche.
I've got a mate that's an Everton fan. He always moans
Russell
about Dyche.
Martin. needs his
Russell
own-
Martin. Russell Martin needs his own
Just
tier.
Don't put Russell Martin on the list.
Yeah, put
Just
Cooper
leave
in
him
there.
at the
Leave
bottom.
it, honestly.
Cooper's in Pep. Cooper's with Pep, please.
Yeah, very
Jordan.
good.
Cooper's with Pep. Right, okay, so we'll move on to Meh then. I think the first one that goes in there's Herzl then, if he's not going in the bottom.
Yeah, why is Ten Hag, not in?
Oh yeah,
Pish?
get Ten Hag. Get Ten Hag in Pish.
He's the egg over
There's
there.
a lot of board
quite a lot of
options.
eggs.
Many
It's
board
quite hard,
options.
Yeah, I think Herzl. I
reckon
just think he's
Herzl?
too young.
Again, unproven. So
Yeah.
if we're going
And Brighton have got worse as the season has gone on, which is not a good sign as a manager. And they lost 7-0 to Forest.
what do you
of
expect
course.
when you sign a load of children from South America?
Yeah,
You know,
that's-
you're not going to do
Well,
very
it's
well.
worked for them in the past.
Uh,
Yeah, so Herzl. Anyone else got suggestions? Who wants to go
One
next?
with Herzl, I think.
I think we should put the unproven ones in Meh then.
Yeah,
if
'cause
like
he's still-
Jurich, the
I'd
the
put
Wolves
Jurich
one who
in.
has like the most AR generated name
Pereira,
ever.
Vitor Pereira. Oh, I think that's a good appointment, to be fair, Pereira. But yeah, I'll set him with him in there.
I think
What about
Jurich.
Russell Martin?
Don't even put him in the
Yeah,
tier list. He's not even
leave
worth the
leave
tier
him
list.
at-
He goes.
Amarim can go
He's
in
not
Meh. Amarim can go in Meh.
Yeah, I'd agree with Amarin in there as well.
Amarin and
I think Jurich should be in Meh.
Jurich and Meh, Amarim and Meh. All like the unproven ones.
Do you
Because
think Amarin will eventually improve
no,
United?
I don't think anyone can prove it. I think United's just a sinking ship at this point.
But the most United thing to win a cup, wouldn't it? They're
Yeah.
so rubbish.
They'll win the
They'll
Europa
win
League
the
this year.
or something like that. Yeah, and
No, I
then,
said it
then
the
he'll
last
say you
one.
can't sack me.
Yeah.
Won't he? So who've we got in there now?
Put Jurich in there as well, the one with the
Jurich.
glasses.
Yeah. Right.
I really don't get that appointment from Southampton. Because
Yeah.
they've got rid of Martin and just got in
What is
another
it with
manager
these,
who
like,
plays the exact same style.
Sam Allardyce and people like that are just dead, right? 'Cause what is
Yeah.
it with these lower league, not lower league teams, but low Premier League teams signing these foreign coaches? I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you know they're all like coaches trying to instill a style of play. If you're like Southampton, you've got 6 points at Christmas. You want someone
you need
who's
somebody who's proven in the Premier League
who's just
going
gonna
to
win you points, yeah.
exactly.
I get what they're doing in the long term though, because obviously Martin.
But surely the
I've lost the
long-term thing,
fans.
if they want to come back up, would have been Martin from last year.
Well, yeah,
He's proven that he can do it before. And if you look at the teams that are going down this year, I think Southampton have as good a chance as Ipswich if they go down, Leicester if they go down. I think Southampton will have a better chance than them. And they should have kept Martin and took him up in the first
I
place.
think they did it kind of short term to maybe try and get a bounce.
Yeah.
For any last chance of.
But he should have changed his style when he got to the
It
Premier
was
League.
so
right?
stubborn, wasn't it? And I hate that in modern football. That company got rewarded for it by getting the buying job, and he's not doing too bad.
Russell Martin's
But-
had one top half finish. He finished mid-table twice with MK Dons, then went to Swansea, finished mid-table twice, then got playoffs with one of the best Championship teams ever.
Yeah, it should have got closer to
And
the Autos. He should never. I mean, I know Ipswich was a good story, but Southampton should never have been beaten to promotion by Ipswich last season, should they? If we're being honest.
No, yeah.
Judging on what Ipswich have done this year.
Right, are we done for Meth then?
I reckon McKenna can go in there as
well. Yeah, I suppose he's not adapted to the Premier League as I thought he would, to be fair, but it's hard to with a squad like that.
I'd stick Potter in there as well, to be
honest.
Moyes.
Moyes
is handy.
Moyes is handy, definitely.
Oh, right, okay. Well,
West Ham have regressed
True.
since he's gone. I mean, it was their own fault for a point. Is Lopetegui? Lopetegui must be there. You get Lopetegui and Pish as well.
He's in it to Glasner, yeah, but he's
rubbish. Because Lopetegui, they got worse under Lopetegui than Moyes, so he has to be there. Right, so we've got. Should we just do Pep? Just stick Pep in the top.
Stick Pep in the top. Get him out of the way.
Yeah, get him out of the way.
Bold out of the way.
Do we need to elaborate on it?
No. Pep.
No.
Whatever.
Do you think they'll? Obviously, we're in the middle of the Man City Real Madrid tie now. Do you think City will turn it around or not?
No.
I said last week that City would really do him.
Yeah.
And then I was looking like a genius 10 minutes from full time, and then Edison decided to.
Should have cashed out.
Do what he
by
did.
the time this goes out, I think the second leg would have happened, wouldn't it? I reckon City might turn it around. I reckon City might turn it around.
No.
I reckon City might turn it around.
Real Madrid in the Champions League
Yeah.
is a close book.
If it was at the Etihad, then maybe, but.
And it was last year, wasn't it? And did Real
win on pens? Yeah.
A couple of years ago, it was like 6-5 when it on aggregate.
I reckon City get a bit of revenge. I'm the only one that will say that, but I've got a feeling.
I'd rather that happened.
Yeah, right. I think there isn't, because we're in the Premier League, this is the elite managers of the world. There isn't really that much difference. I think we can put Slot in class, can't we?
Slot can go in there.
Slot go class, yeah.
To improve Liverpool from Klopp takes a very good manager who's very assured of himself, and I think he's exactly that. I don't like him as a person.
Wasn't given much in the summer either in terms of signings or money in general.
Or January either, yeah.
No.
He lost his head last night, though. That was funny.
Yeah. In fact, Chiesa is their only new signing, isn't he?
Yeah.
From
He's been
the Klopp era.
Very,
so it's
very
a Klopp.
bad,
Yeah, he's not been good. And I would say it's a Klopp squad, but I don't think by the end it was a Klopp squad because I don't think they suited playing Klopp's football. Like your Gravenberches, your McAllisters, they suit.
Gravenberch kind of feels like a new signing for them this season.
Yeah.
He's made some brave decisions though, like dropping Trent and stuff. I'm not sure that Klopp would have done that, and it's the sort of thing we see at United where the players aren't dropped.
Yeah, and playing Szoboszlai further forward. Only little tweaks that have made them into the team they are. Then
Emery.
Yeah,
Emery in class.
Yeah, I would agree.
I make a case for Thomas Frank as well to be in class, to be fair.
Yeah, we could do, because you think Brentford don't spend big money, and Tony's their only real big sale.
You think he'd be destined... Well, they had a Moneyball system as they came up, so Morpay was sold for a lot of money, and there were some other players as well, but... Yeah, you think he's destined for a big job, really.
They came up and played a completely different style in the Prem, didn't they? You don't see teams do that very often. I mean, you look at the three, like Southampton came up and tried to pass it round, and Burnley did the same thing. Whereas they came up to the Prem, adapted instantly, went to the back three, and excelled. And I don't think they played a back three at all in the Champ, did they?
No.
So they definitely stalled a bit this season, though. Like they started the year unbeatable at home, and now they're on a bit of a rubbish run.
They're a tiny club, though, compared to other Premier League teams.
Huge amount of progression there, I'd say.
No, I don't think so. But
I feel like he's kind of reached his limit at Brentford, you could say.
But do you think Brentford have reached their limit then? Because I'm not sure they'd be able to attract a better manager to take them further.
Probably not, no.
So I'm happy with Frank in class. Are we thinking?
Yeah.
Nuno's got in class. Sorry, I'm taking precedent here.
We can give him this one.
Because our success this season laments exactly on his style of play. He's found a style of play that suits our players, suits the squad, suits the football club and the fans, and we wouldn't be in the top three without Nuno. So Nuno's got in there. Have we got any more? Iraola probably deserves that as well.
Yeah, I put Iraola in there.
Yeah,
it's a good shout.
How?
We're being very generous today.
That we are actually. I think too generous. And to say that we go from Pep to them 4-5.
Pep to Nuno sounds interesting.
Right, hang on. Just because you wish you had him at Spurs now.
Do I wish?
You had a world-class manager at your feet and you got rid of him.
We had two world-class managers and then a generational manager.
What, Ryan Mason?
No, Nuno.
I thought Ryan Mason was going to be
Stellini.
Stellini, oh boy.
Yeah, Iraola definitely goes in class. So that's quite a big list to go in handy, isn't it?
Well, we can always review some. I mean, I don't know how Ange's lasted this far without being put in Meh, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
We should have put Meh to just mate.
Yeah, let's give it to the two Spurs fans. Go on, Ange. From the outside, we think he's quite
from the outside, it's top of Meh, bottom of Handy.
I think he's in between there, somewhere.
'Cause obviously with the injuries, it doesn't all lie on him, but there's some decisions he's made. You know, I have family that are Spurs fans, so I hear all, you know, Jed Spence wasn't in the Europa League squad, which has led to...
That was at the start of the season, though.
Yeah, he's
He
just been
wasn't
put in now. But,
yeah.
I mean, burning out the players he's starting, and his style of play, obviously...
Yeah, I think just some of the... I say it every week, I don't really know what he tells the players at half-time. Because they'll come out and capitulate, or he'll come and make a substitution that everyone can see is not the right decision. So,
and if a manager doesn't have a plan B, he defines that.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, everyone knows the exact style of football we're going to play, and he's so stubborn that he's not going to ever change it.
Yeah.
So if you go...
Do Spurs fans like that or not?
I like how he's trying to do something positive. It's better than watching Mourinho ball or Conte.
Tell me about it.
But...
You've got to have somewhere
You've got to have a bit of street smart awareness, especially in the Premier League where it's so cutthroat.
Right,
yeah.
so
Top of meh for Ange.
Top of meh, yeah.
Because when some of the managers are putting in Handy, actually pretty decent. Like Marco Silva.
Yeah, Silva's probably the first. I'd say Silva and Arteta. Yeah. I like what Silva's done with them because he's done a decent job. Everywhere he's got in the Prem.
Good shout for most underrated in the league.
Yeah, Silva. Yeah,
Marco Silva.
Was it Holly's first job, wasn't it? In the Prem, because they went down with them, but he really improved them, gave them a chance.
He did nothing in between Fulham and Hull, though. He was pretty average.
He was at Everton. Was he at somewhere else?
He was
Watford,
yeah. But now I think he's really found somewhere he's at home, and they established very well. I mean, they had a Premier League squad when they came up from the champ with us, so it's not a surprise to see them where they are. But I'm happy with him there. Arteta, I can feel Arsenal fans like crying about that. To be fair,
I mean, Handy's generous. To be fair,
you could give him class.
I don't think so. No, I just...
There's arguments for both sides. I mean, he's one of the few managers with basically an unlimited budget.
Yeah.
And he signed Kai Havertz for 65 million with that budget.
Yeah. And he remember last season, I mean, the game that was their demise, he got outclassed by Emery in his own old stadium, didn't he? So I look at it and think, I don't think there's many managers that would do what Arteta's done in terms of getting Arsenal to play how they do. But I also don't think he's anything really special, and I don't think he'll ever win a league when there's somebody like Slot or Pep or Nuno around. So I'm happy with Arteta in. I mean, it's a good job Connor's not here because Connor would be probably crying and putting him next to Pep.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're happy with Arteta in there. So we've got Maresca.
Definitely handy. Definition of a handy manager.
I don't know.
Bottom of handy. Handy.
Really?
Yeah, recent.
Yeah. He wasn't all. There's Leicester squad in the Championship was ridiculous, and he almost didn't win the league with it.
Yeah. Oh, well, they had like 5 games and they were faltering, and the players sort of played their own style.
It's a very similar trajectory to Leicester at last season.
Yeah,
Chelsea
that's right,
now.
actually.
Start of the season, everyone for about a week was saying, "Oh, Chelsea might be in for the title," and now they might even
get top 4.
Dreadful run.
Yeah. So
I mean, injuries. I mean, they've just lost Jackson, I think, for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
well.
But he's not been scoring for the past 2 months.
Yeah,
anyway,
but they've now got
no
number 9.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy.
Some of the money they spent on these players. I mean, in Kunku, what does he do?
Yeah,
he comes on every game.
Is that a Maresca signing though, or is that?
No, that was
exactly.
clubs. They're all club signings, aren't they?
Maresca signings.
Yeah, so I put him in Handy, and then
end of Handy though. I think Howe goes above him, don't you?
Yeah, put Ange at the bottom of Handy as well, if he's still there.
No,
is he there?
Who's
sorry, who's that? Oh, it's Potter.
Yeah.
Slow down.
We've got Pereira. Did we put in Meh? Pereira, Wolves.
Yeah, Pereira put in Meh. I put Potter in Meh because he's not really proven yet.
Yeah.
That's more.
He's proven in the Prem.
I mean, just not proven at a club like Chelsea, but
yeah, but he was never going to get enough time at Chelsea, even at Brighton.
I'm interested to see how he does at West Ham, but there's not much of a
appointment for them than Lopetegui was.
There's not much of a style of play there yet.
Yeah.
You can see that he's been waiting for the right job.
And this does seem like the right job for him.
Like, he could have gone Leicester, which I think would have been
another car crash for him.
Yes,
because you can't succeed at a club like that, can you? And like managers like Dean Smith went there in the relegation battle and he's not had a job since, and things like that. So you can't really win in that situation.
Moyes, Meh?
No, I think he's handy.
Moyes is handy.
He's won a tournament with West Ham. He's kept them challenging in the top 10 of the Premier League with that squad that is now bottom half. And Everton have won 3 out of 5 or something since he came in.
Good point.
Has he lost at home in the league yet with Everton?
I don't think so. No. So I think Moyes could go above Maresca for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like him.
In terms of experience as well, he just knows what he's doing.
And it's good to see a manager of his age from his era still succeeding in the current Premier League. So I really like it, and it does suit the way that Everton play as well, doesn't it? So yeah, I like Moyes, and I think going to their new stadium with him will give the fans such a boost as well. And they wouldn't have got a pot of Liverpool with Deitch at all.
That was a great game last night.
That was
Really
very
fantastic.
good. That was very fun.
Right, so we've got 3 left. Glasner is a weird one.
I would put him bottom of Handy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's sort of unproven, but they had a very good end to the season last year.
Season. Then they didn't
Slow
get going.
start. Slow
So it's
start.
like this
slow
time, but it's
start.
Palace. What do you
Yeah.
expect from top half is
It's almost just like
successful.
Palace syndrome.
Yeah,
Wherever
they
you
just
put that,
they
they do the same
seem
thing.
to do the same thing every year.
Yeah.
There has to be a team that does that. We'll get onto the Championship in a minute, but there's always a team that's just 10th to 14th
Floating, yeah.
every season.
Well, Forest were that for a while in the champ. And then we finally got out of it. So Glasner
I'm
there.
happy with Glasner.
How I think Mayor's a bit
Below-
filled out. I'd put him.
Below Moyes, above Mariska.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'd
don't mind
I'd
that.
agree with that. Yeah. What would you think about Howe for England? Do you
No.
think he'd succeed after Tuchel? Because Tuchel won't be here for long, I don't think.
Maybe a year.
I think he'll be here for
I don't think
at
Howe's
least 2
strong
tournaments.
enough
but
character
No.
to manage England.
No, I like that. That's a good point.
yeah,
Mm.
and then
It's just Pereira, just to put
Pereira
in there.
in there.
To know him.
Right, any objections? Are we happy with that?
No, I wish Russell Martin got his own tier. That was like League 2 manager.
He is
but
in his own.
We
tier.
need to put Nuno ahead of Frank, please.
Do we?
Yeah, Nuno's
I
fine.
agree with that. I
Yeah,
agree with
thank
that.
you. Better than Emery?
I like that, to be fair. No, not better than memory.
I think next week we should do a one dedicated on all the bald managers because there's quite a
Maybe
few on there.
we'll come back for that. Right, we're going to have a slight break and we'll come back for section 2 about the Championship managers.
Wow.
Hello, welcome back to segment 2. On to the Championship now, and we've got our EFL expert Will on the laptop. Jordan, didn't you fancy it?
No, I'll give it to Will. for this.
We tried to rank them earlier, and I think you only named 2, so I think it's best I took
a
over
bit
this
more than
time.
that, but
Right, we'll start with Blackburn because Blackburn now don't have a manager when we're recording this because Eustace has gone. Who do you think would be a good appointment? Will?
I think they're linked to Gary O'Neill, which I
Yeah.
think would be, he hasn't been given a chance in the Championship yet. It's only been in the
Yeah,
Premier League,
Premier
so
League. And it's a
maybe.
relative success in the Prem. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing exceptional, and I've seen Lee Carsley's name mentioned for pretty much every EFL job at the minute. I don't really see.
I don't
that,
see
do
him
you?
doing that.
No.
I don't
So-
see him
He's
doing that.
staying at England, isn't he? Under 21.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
that suits
That's
him.
his
That
job,
suits the
isn't it?
FA and that suits the Championship clubs to leave him alone, I think. Right, let's start at the bottom then. Will, what's your outstanding worst manager in the Championship? Omar Reza might be up there, do you think?
Yeah, Omar Reza, just purely because, again, I mean, the average tier is the tier above, but
Yeah.
he is just the definition of average.
Yeah.
Other than that, it is difficult to sort of, because in the Championship, all the clubs down the bottom, they just sack their manager
Yeah.
when they're down the bottom. So
Gary Rowett?
no,
No, he's done
not.
well.
Yeah, he's done
Yeah.
well. He's lost one game with Oxford, I think, and that's with the newly promoted Oxford side. So the only other one I will put down there is Scott Parker because the style of play is just horrific. If you try that Burnley Leeds game was probably the worst 90 minutes of my life.
It was thrilling.
I think it was like 4 shots all game.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, okay, he doesn't concede any goals. But
I think Dishwater might be a bit harsh, but I certainly don't think he's in top or class.
well,
I think they've got lucky with their defensive record. The fact they've got a very good keeper.
I can move him up to average.
No,
'cause-
if you're the EFL expert.
yeah, I
Will, so if you
know,
want to
but
put him in
he's not with.
Dishwater.
The,
That was a good Leeds clip I remember seeing, and it was just like the highlights of our game against Burnley.
And
It
it's
was
the
like
start
literally
and
a
the
5-second
end.
clip.
Yeah. Right,
Good
so
that.
we might come back and put some in there, but we'll stick Reza and Parker in there for now.
average, yeah. Again, we'll sort of make average our unproven.
There's a lot of average.
Our sort of unproven tier. So I'll put Matt Bloomfield in there first. Did a good job at Wickham, but he's not going to do much to Luton. I think they'll probably get relegated in the end.
Do you think he should have stayed at Wickham? Because there's an argument for it, but then Wickham will have gone up and probably done similar to what
All
Luton
about
would have
money.
done.
The EFL is all about
yeah.
money.
So until he gets a job where he's got investment, then he's not going to really do more than he is. So
yeah.
You surprised to see Luton that far gone? this
yes,
stage of the
because I
season?
thought they'd get towards the playoffs this year, but I think once their season started very badly, it's very hard to react from that. They've had losing every game last season. It carries on into this season. I think that mentality is just at the club.
I know
now.
they have plans for a new stadium, but I was surprised at how little they invested with
Yeah.
100 million or whatever it was you get from being in the Premier League and the playoff final as well. So
Yeah,
I was
and
quite
I
surprised
mean,
by that.
they made some sales this summer and didn't. Who did they buy? I can't think of a signing off the top of my head.
Do you think Rob Edwards got given a bit too much time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just
absolutely.
because he was one that
yeah.
got them up.
And that was always going to happen, but
Mm.
they should have acted sooner. And I think Bloomfield.
It's a difficult one to get rid of because obviously he's done so much. for them,
Yeah.
but then-
Well, it's like I know I bring it back to Forest, but it's like us with Cooper.
Yeah.
He probably should have gone. If you look at now,
Mhm.
a lot sooner than he did. But you've got to have that affinity. So yeah, we've got Bloomfield in there.
Yeah, I'm going to put Luke Williams in there as well at Swansea. Again, was signed, but was Notts County manager
Yeah.
to move to Swansea. But again, not really proven at the Championship
Big
level.
step up.
Big step up. You can't really do a lot with Swansea anyway, so it's a difficult one.
It's weird though because at Notts they scored a lot of goals, and then at Swansea they just don't concede goals. Then it's gone like the other way.
Yeah, but Notts County conceded so many goals. They've
Yeah,
scored
yeah.
80, conceded 80 that season. Alex Neil's in there as well.
It's not very unproven, is he?
Not unproven, but again,
They've
just
done,
average.
They've done all right.
They're done okay, but he's
This is
just an
crazy.
average
Yeah,
mid-table.
Championship.
They lost
Championship
5-1
manager.
to
They're not
Plymouth.
gonna,
Yeah,
you're
that
not,
wasn't.
you're not going to get playoffs with Alex Neil, are you? Put it that
No.
way.
John Mousinho, do you think, or Luca? I know you want to make an argument for Mousinho a bit higher,
Yeah.
but that's more.
No, I wouldn't say so. I think he's done a pretty good job
Yeah.
at Pompey. Should
And he's not only
Probably.
been there 2.5 years.
should arguably stay up
Yeah.
with not too
I
much
mean-
investment in the summer.
And I think when you're in a relegation battle, you've got to make something consistent, whether it's winning away, winning at home, good defence.
They've got
good
a good
attack,
they've
and
got a good home
home
record. Yeah.
That's what's going to get them over the line. I think teams that struggle just don't get consistency in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's defence or whether it's a record, I think you've got to have consistency, and they've got a consistent home record.
Yeah,
so,
like even a top 5 team this season going to Pompey.
yeah,
It's going to be a
don't
tough
like it.
game for
Yeah,
them.
exactly. So, who else have we got? Anyone else?
I'm thinking Tom
Carrick.
Cleverley.
I'm not impressed with Carrick, to be honest.
He's definitely underachieving with that Borough side.
Yeah.
They're just
this season.
inconsistent, aren't they? I could
Yeah.
put Carrick in there as well. I'll put him above. I'll put him top of that.
He's in what his 3rd season there now as well. He's been there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's
so.
2.5 years, and there's a
Started
slight
off well.
progression, but I just think they should have been. They should certainly. I mean, you look at where Sunderland are. They shouldn't be that behind. I really like their manager and they've done well, but they shouldn't be that far behind Sunderland or a club like that. And yeah, I think Tom Cleverley can go in there as well.
And I'll put John Mazzino in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
What
him to the
what
top.
do you think of Cleverley at Watford?
It's just I don't know how anyone's supposed to succeed at Watford with
Yeah,
how
it's
quickly
so
they
toxic.
change their managers. It's-
They've kind of tried to give him
They have actually
a bit
yeah.
more time.
yeah, but
this
every
year,
time he
haven't
loses a game, he's under pressure. Every
And they
time
have
he
to put a
loses a game.
statement out saying we're back.
Yeah.
Tom Cleverley. Yeah.
It's not like they're the biggest team in the league.
No.
So it's just ridiculous.
I mean, it's an improvement on Wilder, which wasn't difficult. Who did they have before, after Wilder?
Watford.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Was it Valerie and Ishmael?
Oh, it was Ishmael. Wasn't
Yes.
It? Yeah.
I don't know where he's
I
gone.
mean, you could name any manager.
Any managers?
Probably
They've been at Watford
Watford
or something.
at
Like
Watford.
Roy Hodgson. Yeah.
I think that's it for
Right.
average. Anyone else want to put anything else in there? I think
Not overly.
The new Plymouth manager.
that's a good shout actually.
Yeah, that's true.
unproven.
I'd put him towards the top though. Because
Yeah, he's done
he-
well.
Yeah, he
But
impressed
he's been
in
there
the
for what?
interview.
4
Yeah,
games.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Won them all, but
Yeah,
well, Drew's done that actually. But yeah, I think we'll
and,
move on.
and they've made signings that have helped that as well, haven't they? So, but I think that's.
But then they've also lost their best player
hmm
in
But-
Whittaker.
And you've not noticed it that much. And,
No.
and I know the way that they played, particularly against Liverpool, you might not notice a player like Whittaker as much. But yeah, I'm happy with him towards the top there. So, right, decent.
Start from sort of the bottom of decent. I'll put Heckingbottom in there.
He's a weird one, isn't he?
What-
It's like him and Wilder. They only succeed at Sheffield United.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do at Preston though? Genuinely,
But I thought that was a good appointment when I first heard about it. And obviously Ryan Lowe was a weird one, wasn't it?
we were talking about Palace being that,
Yeah.
sort of 10th to 14th team. That is Preston,
Preston
and
and
Preston and
Bristol
Bristol
City in this
City,
league. They're
yeah.
the two. They're just there for vibes. They never
I
do
think
anything.
Bristol would have more of a shot of going up than Preston.
They've got some good
But you
players.
can never
Yeah, but
see
you say
either
that
one
every
going
year,
down
and then they get to the cusp of playoffs, and then they just completely
Yeah.
bottle it.
They have like a cup. They get to like the 5th round of the cup or something. And they're
Yeah.
just existing. So we're going to put Manning in there, or do you like him in class?
No, we could put Manning in there. He's not done as well as Bristol City as I thought he would. He obviously we sacked him, and then he went to Oxford and did very well there.
Yeah.
So he deserves his role there, but he's not done quite as well as I imagined.
No.
But he would get a job at most other Championship sides, I would think.
Tony Mowbray is screaming out to be in.
That is a
decent.
very good one.
Really, I was thinking towards class. To be fair, I think he's
I mean,
he's a
you put
manager
him in-
loved at all of his clubs. You don't get that a lot.
Longevity as well.
Yeah.
Proper championship.
We can put him in class.
Well, it's got to be agreed, but I would put Mowbray in class. To be fair, would Will?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'm not against that.
So we need to put Rowett in there, do we?
Rowett,
I
yeah,
reckon Rowett to the top of decent
top of decent. I agree with that.
When's
Done
the
very
last time
well
he
at
had-
Oxford.
Success though.
Why now?
right now.
Well, yeah.
He was very solid for. Obviously, he was Birmingham interim
yeah,
last
but-
season. Not sure what he was supposed to do there. They got 51 points and went down. That's harsh.
Yeah.
And then was solid with Millwall, who don't. Well, they have a few good players now, but they don't tend to have
Yeah.
very good squads.
Yeah, I think decent. He's never going to be towards class, is he? There was a time in the Championship where he was. I remember Forest I think we sacked Karanka and wanted to get him, and that would have been a step backwards. So I'm happy with him there.
We put the Norwich manager at the bottom are decent. They have some good players
Yeah.
in Norwich, Borgia Science, and they're not doing a whole lot with it. But
Yeah, and that home record, you've got to commend him for building that as well.
yeah, exactly.
But Science is suspended now, isn't he?
I think he's just coming back, but
Yeah.
he was suspended for 5-6 games.
And it
What,
wasn't.
for spitting on someone.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely guy.
And there was a bit of like reliance on him too much, I think, from the manager and the squad. Now who have we got left?
I'm
So-
thinking Eustace decent.
Yeah, I was thinking towards Class, but he gets
Maybe
knocked out of going to Derby.
if he was still at Blackburn, maybe he would be in that
Yeah.
class spot. But he just keeps jumping clubs. It's not his fault. But
Yeah, well, Birmingham. Well, this one is his fault. Birmingham wasn't his fault.
No,
This
yeah.
one is his fault. I mean, to be fair, the Blackburn board, there must be something seriously wrong there if he's willing to leave there.
Did you see the
And they-
statement that they issued before he
Yeah.
left?
he was
Yeah.
like, I'm
It's
not
just so
quite sure why
strange.
he's doing it because
Yeah.
we're in the playoff spots.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't be giving him any money.
And they signed Dennis from us. That's a really good loan signing.
Mm.
So
But if you're in that good of a position and you still want to leave, then there's
There's
something
something wrong.
going badly wrong
yeah.
internally there.
I think now Derby will stay up, unfortunately. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's certainly enough to keep them out of it.
I think so.
I can't see them getting towards
They'll
playoffs
probably
though,
back
because of the
him more
investment.
than Blackburn would have.
Yeah, that's
to be
true.
honest.
Yeah, I still think it's a long road to the playoffs
Mm.
though for Derby. But I'd like to live in the Prem so Forest can play them more.
Yeah, I have
Um,
two more for decent. Two more. I have Daniel Fark and Chris
What
Wilder.
you said average for Fark before we started?
No.
Changing the tune now.
Well, he's not great, but he wins the league and the championship basically every year.
Yeah,
so
that's-
it was a bit of a joke for them not to get promoted last year, but there was a freak situation with Ipswich, and
Yeah.
anyone can lose one game at Wembley.
Yeah,
It's not.
yeah.
That's not that bad.
So we've got Class and Top for these. Right. For me, Danny Roll's the best manager in the
Well,
championship.
we can put Danny Rolls straight in top tier.
I mean, are they eighth with one of the worst squads in the championship? I mean, the improvement was clear last year when he came in.
It's not even like a Plymouth where they have like one really good player and the rest are
It's like
rubbish. They're like
they don't
all.
have a standard. They're all
Well, Barry
they're all
Bannon.
dishwater.
Barry Bannon, I suppose, would be your
yeah,
standout
but he's
there.
washed.
Yeah, I
Barry
don't
Ba- I
I
mean,
don't
Barry
like
Bannon-
I like
What a
him.
player.
I don't
I
like
like
it.
I
don't
like
like
Barry
it.
Bannon, but I mean, he's definitely not in his form. His
Wasn't he
peak
on like
now.
25 grand a week?
He
in
is
League
on
One?
25
League
grand a
One,
week.
yeah.
League
Well,
One
it
as
would be
well.
that plus about 20%
So
now.
it's
So.
nearly 40, wasn't it? If like on bonuses and stuff. But yeah, to have them in around the playoffs is ridiculous. And the fact that Chansiri didn't invest to give them a chance at Premier League in January, I mean, I know he wants money out of the club, but they should have invested in January a lot more than they did because they've got a real chance, the best chance they'll have. And when they lose him, because they will, they'll probably go down.
Who
next
do you see
season.
him getting poached by?
Any ambitious championship club, I think the clubs coming down would look at him if they want
Do
to
you
have
reckon,
their
do you reckon
manager.
he could even be looked at by some
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
I don't think he would because I think they like to give them a bit more time to build in the championship with
Mhm.
better players than what he's got there. But I think any ambitious championship club, like Blackburn could go after him really, if they sorted themselves out behind the scenes, which they won't. But yeah, I think he's
Or even a Bundesliga team could
Yeah.
go in for him, something like that.
yeah, I think he's top class. And it was, to be fair for them, it's a very good find, isn't
Mm.
it?
Yeah, an
So-
assistant manager at a German side.
Yeah.
It's quite.
So Danny Roll top, but I don't think anyone. I know you think Cifuentes beats him. I don't think anyone beats him. But make your case for Cifuentes.
Well, I'm going to put him in top because I think we can have two in the top
Yeah,
of the championship.
absolutely.
So we talk about squads, and you know his experience. This is his first job in England. His experience around Europe. He's got a really good portfolio. He signs good players for cheap because buying players in any league in England is so expensive at the moment. And I think that side to his game. I said in my video. I think that Roll is the better coach, but I think that Cifuentes is the better manager, and I think that his overall sort of his style of play as well is good. It's
Yeah.
adaptable. He can beat teams in loads of different ways. And a club like QPR, who's smaller than Wednesday, I know Wednesday have got a worse squad and a worse owner, but I think he's doing a really good job there to get him. They're in somewhat of a playoff fight.
Yeah.
At least top half. So that's
Has he
very
been there
I
all
think-
year?
yeah. So he's been there.
Because they were struggling
Mid
big
last
time,
season,
weren't
wasn't
they?
Mid last season,
Yeah.
he
Start
plays
of the
Ainsworth,
season.
so he did very well. He kept them up last year, which was a
They
great
both got
achievement.
very similar trajectories, haven't they?
Mm.
The pair of them. And I think they both merit being in top. So I'm
I
happy
think
with
so.
that.
I agree with that. And then that.
Then these four in class, do you think?
Yeah, I
Thanks.
think so. So Lampard,
Lampard, absolutely.
I rate a lot.
For this level.
I think he's top class,
Yeah.
top of class.
Yeah.
Um,
Sellers, I think, as well.
Sellers, yeah, in there over
Yeah,
Mowbray.
the signs were there at Southampton when he came in 2 years ago, and then Reading. absolutely scored that league. So
Lebris is in
the
there
one
as
I
well.
was unsure about
Lebris
was
is a good
Robbins.
shout.
Yeah, Lebris. Yeah, I like
Lebris,
I mean, to keep track with the top three for this long, I mean, they're starting to fall off now, but they'll undoubtedly get playoffs. And I don't think you'd have said that about Sunderland. Like,
No.
they definitely get playoffs.
I feel
before
like
the
they're at
season.
sort of a ticking time bomb on with Sunderland. Eventually, they're going to have such a storming season with the squad they've got, and it's all young players, and they don't, they sold Jack Clark to Ipswich, but
That Enzo Lefay signing is just
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Championship, that could take them up. He could take them up on his own.
He could do, but if they don't go up this season, either automatically or the playoffs,
Then he would drop down to
players are also going to start to
leave. Yeah.
Like you
So
look
they've
at
got to-
Bellingham,
they've got
he's
to
probably going to look to go.
Give confidence they're going to have a good year next year.
Mhm.
Otherwise, yeah.
Definitely.
If they can anchor down Lefay for next season,
Mhm.
regardless if they go up,
Yeah.
then
He used to
they're in a
play
very,
under
very
him,
good
didn't he?
spot.
I think that's why the
Mhm.
link is.
It's a similar signing to like Anthony Knockout. I remember when
Yeah.
he went to
It
Brighton.
was a joke.
I'm just going to put Mark Robbins at the bottom of class purely because of what he did at Coventry.
Yeah.
I mean, there for years. I think Stoke was a bit of a sideways step for him, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
That was a bit weird one for me, but
But
They got-
it's not your sort of traditional. It's not what teams are going for now, is he? Really?
No.
Shown by Coventry sacked him, and then
he got Coventry to they were one VAR decision off of a
Premier
FA
League.
Cup final.
Yeah.
FA
Yeah.
Cup final.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then they lost the playoff to Luton, didn't they?
yeah, that's it.
So that's
Yeah,
Wembley
exactly.
back-to-back years. Really top.
Did we,
man.
did we mention Chris Wilder?
Not a lot to mention.
I think we just put him in
Oh, yeah, we
decent
did.
and just
Yeah.
forgot
I was a bit
about him.
surprised they kept him for this year. It made sense last year to bring in someone that knows the club and stuff. But I was quite surprised he said that this year. But no, he's done a decent job. But Sheffield
What's
United
going to
have
happen next year?
such a good squad. And
It's just going to be the same rinse
Yeah.
and repeat next year. you'd think.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with that list, to be fair.
Yeah, I am. Any objections, Jordan? You're quite quiet there.
Just going through the faces.
Yeah, lots of new names today, haven't you? It's
Yeah.
quite good.
That's what we
Very
were trying to
good.
do.
Well,
Educate
back
as
to
well as
school.
inform.
Back to school.
There you go.
Right, okay, well, we're going to move on to a championship playoff quiz. We'll be back in a few minutes. Hello, welcome back to segment 3. It's the quiz time. It's our EFL playoff-themed quiz. It's over to Jordan for this one.
So, guys, we've got 10 questions, EFL Championship playoff related, and you guys are gonna answer the question via a buzz or a buzzer. So, if you guys got your noises,
Yeah.
Right, in honour of the old trophy, check a trade.
Papa John's.
Coca-Cola.
Let's do it.
okay, fine. If you get the answer wrong or the question wrong, then whoever buzzes again, it's a real answer.
Okay.
The first question is: in what year did the Championship playoffs first take place?
Check a
Coca-Cola.
trade. I think that's you.
That was you, wasn't it?
That was Jordan, it's your decision. You're the ref.
Go on.
I think it was 04.
3,
Nope.
02.
5.
Nope.
9,
Oh.
No.
07.
No.
Right, we're doing no points.
92, 92.
This is
92.
no, it was like, was it 02?
87.
Oh.
87?
Never would have
First
gotten that.
Playoffs.
In the championship?
Yep.
Really?
I was thinking like when Europe came in and stuff,
Yeah.
maybe that's what they'd have changed it.
That's
But
poor from us. Right.
Which club achieved promotion to the Premier League in the Championship playoff final in the 2018-19 season?
Check a trade. Villa?
Yep. Who do they play?
Derby, wasn't it?
Fulham. Oh, Derby. There you go. Oh, of course.
Brilliant.
There you go.
1 point to me. Come
Wow.
That
on.
was 2019.
Yeah. Been there 5 years.
That's so
Seems
long.
like yesterday.
Crying Frank Lampard.
In the 2023-2024 Championship playoffs, who are the 4 teams competing?
Coca-Cola. You had Saints, Southampton, Leeds. Oh no. Southampton, Leeds. This is so embarrassing. You can move me on in a minute. Southampton, Leeds, West Brom and Norwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That took me
Can't
too
do
long.
that.
I don't like that. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
How many times have Leeds failed to earn promotion from their playoff
Papa
campaign?
John's.
Check a trade.
6.
It was 6.
Oh, you're good
That
at
is
them ones.
such a
Those
lucky
guess-
crowd.
No, no, I knew that,
Honestly.
knew that.
Oh, yes.
Last
I'm
week with the
sure
guess
we
ones, Luca was so good on
did.
there.
That's unbelievable. Right.
Is that one each?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between the years 1985 to the year 2000, Leicester City came runners-up in the playoffs back-to-back. But what 2 years did this take place in?
Coca-Cola, 92, 93.
Yes.
That's good.
really
to be fair.
impressive.
Yeah,
Very
that's good. That's quite.
But for some reason you guessed that the playoffs didn't start until 10 years later.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a complete guess. That was a complete guess.
Did you know that, really? Yeah. Faz.
The highest scoring Championship playoff match was between Charlton and Sunderland in 1988. How many goals were scored?
Coca-Cola.
Check a trade.
11.
Nope.
I think it was 7-5. So what's that? 12.
Is it across both legs?
One game.
One game.
Yep.
7.
Coca-Cola. 14.
13.
No.
In one game.
Yeah.
Not just one leg.
There's like. Oh, I think I know what it is
8.
now.
Yes.
Oh,
8.
come on.
In the
What was the
Championship,
game
4-4.
between?
games finished 5-all in League Two. all the time.
Charlton and where was it? Charlton and Sunderland.
Okay. What was that? So that's a one leg.
Yeah.
Like one leg. Right. Okay. So what's that? 2.
I guess it's
1,
like
1, 2.
14 from one leg.
Which
How
club?
many questions we got left?
You got 4.
What are the scores on the doors?
Have I got
I've got 2.
2?
I've only got 1. Yeah.
George.
Which club has won the EFL Championship playoffs finals the most?
Coca-Cola. Villa?
Papa John's.
Hang about.
Derby.
Check a trade. Fulham. I think it's-
Coca-Cola.
Oh.
It's a current Prem club.
Wolves.
Southampton.
Forest. It's not. You said Villa, didn't you?
I've had too many guesses.
Yeah, I think we have.
No, I think we've all
is
had
it
too
quite
many
obvious?
guesses.
Currently in the Prem. It's definitely not Brighton.
It's not Palace.
no.
Oh, it could be Palace.
Palace.
Ooh.
I'm not counting that as a point, but Palace.
Well, the answer was Palace, but I think you guys took
Yeah,
Yeah.
2
3 or
left.
4
Yeah,
guesses
that.
each. According to Deloitte, if a club wins a Championship playoff final, how
Papa
much
John's.
revenue
Check a trade.
does the club inherit over 3 years?
3 years.
Unlucky.
300 million.
174 million. Should we go closest?
Coca-Cola. 250.
We'll go closest.
140 over 3 years, which for a Championship club is.
Well, then the
They
Premier
can
League
go
club,
down
aren't they? But
still,
yeah.
but
They
still
call the
get the
playoff
money.
final the most expensive game in football.
One-off
'cause it's
game, yeah.
the most-
Probably is.
yeah.
Was that 2-2-2?
Yeah.
2 left have we got?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Sheffield United, Reading, and Derby have all lost the same number of playoff finals.
Check a trade.
How many each?
2.
Coca-Cola. 3.
Yep.
Right, so you can't lose now, Will.
There you go.
What happens if there's a draw?
We'll have to.
Playoff
We've
question.
got-
Playoff
We'll have to
question.
play off.
Playoff
Got to ask
question.
AI for that.
Yeah.
Which club in the 2017-28 season were runners up, and then in the following season got promoted
Check a
to
trade.
the Premier League?
Oh no, I've gone too early there.
Coca-Cola. Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Brentford, but that was
That was
later.
the one after.
Later on, wasn't it? Yeah.
There you go.
Well done, Will.
Yeah,
there's
that
not. There's not a playoff question.
The
There's not a playoff
Championship
question, so.
man.
We just wanted to let you win, so we didn't
Well,
have
he's
to.
won the
that.
title, and then we're in the playoff now.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
true.
You two got a playoff question then.
Yeah, no, we'll leave that. Right.
He knows he's gonna lose
Well
it.
done, Will. We'll come back for segment 4, where we're going to discuss a little news topic. Hello, welcome back to the press box. We're going to talk about one little news topic, which is that it's been announced today, so a week ago while you're watching, that the FA Cup is going to use semi-automated offsides for the first time, with VAR also coming in. So I think they've said that VAR is going to be at every single game, including the Preston. Is it Preston Burnley? Preston game.
What a tie.
in the Championship. Yeah, I know, thrilling.
What a time.
One for the Aka.
And then there's going to be semi-automated offside in the Premier League home ties. Now, I think this is a long time coming, because they were going to bring automated offside in. I think it was an international break, wasn't it? But they delayed it because of the ball, and because UEFA have a different ball to the Premier League.
Oh,
And-
Teta excuse.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there you go, yeah. So, Luca, do you think semi-automated offside will improve the Premier League and improve VAR?
I don't think it can get worse.
And then we see it
honest.
when in Europe, don't we?
Yeah. I mean,
The Premier League will probably find a
yeah,
way to
they'll
mess
still
it up.
probably find a way to
Yeah.
get it wrong. I mean, I guess the FA Cup's a decent place to try it out.
Yeah. I'm
But
not a
we've
huge
kind of
fan
seen
of the...
seen it happen already, so
Yeah.
there's not really much new.
No. I'm not a huge fan of because they're doing the in-stadium announcements as well, which they did obviously. They did it in Jordan, what do you think about that?
Not a big fan of it. I mean, it doesn't make. I don't know how or why they thought it was a good idea. It doesn't make any difference to the actual. It just all it's pretty much doing is getting the fans even more annoyed and angry.
Yeah.
Because didn't it come up on the screen anyway that it was offside? So
Yeah,
the referee just stands there and
for
says,
offside, it doesn't need to. I think for subjective calls
Yeah,
and like penalties,
well, I
it's
can
a
see
good thing.
I can see where they're coming from in getting it out there. But
Yeah.
the decisions you choose to use it for should be the ones where people in the stadium still don't really know why.
Yeah.
Like when it's an obvious offside, and then you get I don't know who the ref was in that
Simon Hooper, wasn't it?
Newcastle
Yeah.
game, and he's just there pointing at Isak, just going, "It
He's
was
offside."
you that was offside."
Yeah.
It's like, yes, we know that because you've been looking at the screen for 3.5 minutes.
Yeah. And have you got any suggestions to improve VAR? Because I still don't like it, and I would scrap it if we could. I don't know if you guys feel the same.
yeah, it's a difficult one. I mean, when it's gone, I feel like a lot of people will miss it because the referees have become like not lazy, but I mean,
absolutely. Well, they have.
well, yeah, the
Yeah.
linesmen, and they don't
They
bother putting their
do
flags
a
up.
thing,
They don't
the
bother putting
linesmen
their flags
now.
up because they're like, oh, VAR will just save me if I get it wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like,
They don't want to put the neck out.
so
Yeah, agreed.
again,
I think they should have an appeal thing, one in each half. You can appeal anything. Like you can appeal a corner if it's not a corner, and you keep it. If it's wrong, you don't have one for the rest of the half.
But that's surely just going to slow the game down even more.
because it's the referees that decide when they make a mistake. It's not like
Yeah.
cricket where, well, I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on cricket, but I know that you have, you can ask, it or did that we think that hit. But
And then when the review happens in cricket, there's a big announcement in the stadium.
Yeah,
and you
oh,
can hear
you
and it's
know.
subjective because it either hit it or it didn't.
Talking,
saying exactly what he's doing, exactly what's happening, what
And it
decision
is
he's gonna
football
make.
must be one of the few sports that has this technology, but you can't hear what's being said.
Mhm.
So I suppose they're having more transparency.
Well, you can see
is
why
good.
we can't hear
Yeah.
what's being said because they're just.
Can you imagine if they had
Yeah.
that Liverpool Spurs
Exactly,
one?
exactly.
That whole stadium would listen. They'd be going, "Sorry, what?"
They need to get the
Excuse
actual.
me.
They need to get the actual. They need to hire actual VAR officials because
I don't know if that works though, because I mean, there was a ref that did it a few years ago. I forgot who it was, but he retired. I think it was it Mike Dean who did it and said that because he wasn't actually reffing in the Premier League still, he felt like he was out of the game. So I don't know if they.
they're
I
all
don't agree
they're
with
all
that at
friends because they're all like, oh
Yeah,
oh
I think,
yeah.
I do get that.
You have to
though.
get someone in externally because
That's impartial.
you've got someone, and then you're basically just judging your
Their
colleague's
performance,
decision,
Yeah.
and you're not going to. If you're a colleague, you're not going to want to be on bad terms with them, are you?
Yeah.
As bad as it sounds.
Yeah.
You're not trying to
And what I don't like about it as well is when the referees walk over to the monitor, they have a freeze frame of somebody getting trodden on
and then they
And
play
then
the thing after.
in slow motion. Yeah. I mean, that's not real time.
Mm.
Everything can look bad in a still. So
Mm.
I think VAR's still got a long way to go. But this is a decent trial. But,
I don't think it's just the Prem where the bad decisions are being made, though. 'Cause
Oh,
did you see the one in the Champions League last night?
what was
Bruges.
that? No, I didn't see it.
Bruges against Atlanta got given for a. So he was literally just had his arm out, and Bruges player basically just ran into his arm. Got
they gave
awarded
a
a
pen?
penalty for it
With a hug.
last minute.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bad.
Mm.
I just don't know what the answer is to officials just keep getting more and more incompetent.
Yeah,
It seems. Maybe it's
yeah.
because there's more camera angles on them, so
Mm.
we can see
They've
it.
got more
better.
margin to make mistakes.
Yeah, and we're in a very unforgiving society, I think, at the minute as well. So.
Mhm.
But we can give it a shot. But anyway, hope everyone has enjoyed the episode. Hope you've also didn't disagree with our rankings too much. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload, and subscribe to The Woodwork to see all of our content. We'll be back with another press box next week. We'll see you soon.